Offline review for Macy. Silver Lee Sin versus Nico. Don't know if I said the name right, but we'll get into it. Alright. Clearing down. Think that's fine. Looks like both jungles are clearing down. Actually, no. Looks like when you see it, when you press tab here, when you pan your camera, more specifically, it looks like it's good to look over. It looks like they're actually clearing up. They're just clears simply so much faster than yours. Let me actually take a look why your clear so slow. Okay, E start. With your Q, anytime you do your Q, you wanna instead of like queuing here, you wanna. It's weird because I was gonna say E and then Q, right, or E and then auto Q for the execute damage. Obviously, but also you're not gonna get. Normally, you get 4 autos off. It's usually Q, 2 autos, Q, 2 autos. Each spell you get 2 autos per spell, right? You know, W auto auto next W auto auto E auto auto next D auto auto, right? Same with Q, but in this case you'd only be able to get 1 auto in time before your Q activations. So maybe it's not worth the execute at that point. I think you can cancel an auto here though. One. No, you didn't. Okay, I don't know why it's so slow. I think here's when I have to go and practice school. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though. Here it's faster. Instead of getting your both autos, which normally Lisa noise does, I think you just get E auto auto, and you're gonna miss a 1 auto in passive. But I think the execute's gonna be worth it. Could be wrong though. But anyways, as you can see, they're clearing upwards, so it doesn't matter as long as you have the information. Skip your Krugs because you see that bot's fighting and you want to gank. Land the Q. Q. I think normally you never take this Q. The way you'd play this gank is here you place a ward, and then you auto, and then the Q will kill, right? So it's gonna be auto, auto, Q. If you auto, and then she flashes, then Q's gonna follow. If she doesn't flash, your Q will just kill, and then you go for things. So I think here you'd place a ward, auto. And here you could even here you place ward, auto, and then Q, auto Q damage kills, right? Because imagine one more auto. Keep in mind, this auto doesn't kill, but keep in mind this auto brings them to like 20 HP, and then the Q would have done 20 extra HP because of execute, right? So that guy should die 100%. It looks like maybe he still dies. No, he doesn't die. So that Soraka should die, and then you would be able to hit Nyla afterwards. Yeah. And at this point, just full commit on this Nyla here. E auto Q. She won't die. I mean, it's fine. At this point, it's fine. I don't mind the Q on the Soraka. I think she should just be dead earlier, so then you wouldn't be distracted on the Soraka. You could just full hit the Nyla. So I think that's a mistake. When you go for these ganks, the gank kind of has to work because you skipped your Krugs for it. And even though you end up killing the Krugs now, you're just so late to them and desynced. That's why. But now we get our full clear off like normal. Full clear back down. Now you have a lot of free time till Krugs respawn, so you can use this timer to fight or gank or pull dragon. Warthog Q. It's a bit slow. Definitely a bit slow, but you got it off. That's all that really matters. Nice kill. And here you can just play the pull dragon. Don't need a chase, just pull dragon. Which will you do? One cool trick is when you have 2 charges of smite, just insta smite right now. If you insta smite right now, your second smite is going to come up before the dragon dies. For example, right now in the game is 547. So if you smite right now, your smite's going to come up at 602. And then if we fast forward, it is now 604, and the dragon's still 3k HP, right? So that's why you could always just smite twice when you start it. Anytime you start dragon before the 10-minute mark, and you have 2 charges, you basically can never kill a dragon in time before your smite comes back up. As long as you're soloing. If you have teammates around you, it's a bit different. Here, when you leave base with 80 gold, you should buy pink ward. On any other jungle in the game, I would say don't buy pink ward. Just keep money for gold. I mean, for damage, but Lee Sin is the one exception because sometimes a single pink ward can be worth more than a BF sword in a fight, right? So, I think you're walking to try to dive him. Once you see him walk, once you see him walk like this, again, first of all, complete waste of a ward. Again, you're Lee Sin, like if you're gonna kill this guy, it's gonna be from a he's like running away. It's gonna be from a ward hop and then Q max range most likely, right? You know this guy's here. If you start Q now, it's not guaranteed. But if you keep walking, you'll just do WE to guarantee it. You don't have to throw a skill shot. So no matter what you do, you want your ward hop. There's no reason to ever use your ward. It's just not what Lee Sin does. Do the grubs. Go mid. I want you to imagine you had your Warhop right now. Instead of having to flash kick, you could just boom and just Warhop auto attack or Warhop, right here, boom. Warhop and then auto, right? This is why using wards randomly, like at least it just does not place as wards unless you have like 2 pinks in your inventory or unless you have like 2 wards in your inventory. You just cannot use them. It's too important for you. So, nice skill still. I just really wish we could have kept our flash. Same thing here. You leave base. Actually, no. Here you couldn't buy pink ward. When you leave base with 50 gold, nothing you can do. Full clear down. Play for dragon. You shouldn't be surprised they took your entire bot side because you were top for so long. I think it's fine though because you traded the mid kill for your bot side and obviously the mid kill is worth more because of the shutdown, so it's fine. Dragon's up in 20. I think just sitting here is good. Get Ahri ult. Go back to dragon. Help him push. Look to pull dragon. I don't know why you're so against. Obviously, I know what you're pinging. You're saying, "Oh, I don't want to fight Neekos here." You're way stronger than Neeko, right? If you look at items, look at your items, look at Neeko's. You're obviously first item. She has a bunch of bullshit Amtone, Darksteel boots. If anything, if you don't want to fight because this guy's collector and this guy doesn't have first item, that makes more sense to me. But even then, even though Nyla is stronger, MF has some good components, right? Like I'm pretty sure if she has her Yomu's in base. Um, so you could fight here if you want to wait for MF to base for her item and then fight. I think that's fine too. But I don't think shouldn't be pinging the Neeko as the reason why you don't want to do it. It would be pinging the Nyla's collector to be more specific. But I guess you can say that's nitpicking. It's fine. Q, 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 E. I think everything's just a bit slow, but it's fine. Get a kill, now you just instantly pull dragon. Oh, you go for this guy first. E for slow, ward hop behind and kick. It's fine. I think you can. Once he uses his dash, I think right here you could just you could Q, W, ult him in, and then take the Q backwards. And you're like, oh, I want to save my. You might think, oh, I want to save my ult for the dragon, but if you use your ult to kill him, or even chunk him to 40%, that in itself is securing the dragon because now they have no way to carry. And here, I have no idea why you're going to Krugs. This dragon's free. It's a 3v4, is it not? You have 4 teammates alive. They have support dead, right? Nyla is also chunked to like 70% there. Your Balian is full HP. You have your first item, you have 2 wards, you have smite, you have flash, you have everything you'd ever need to pull dragon. Besides, I guess you could say you have 1300 gold on you, but it's fine because you're spiked on Eclipse. Eclipse is your big item. And here you even saw Nyla based on vision. And if you're like, oh, I don't want to start dragon, he's gonna take my entire top side. Well, with that logic, why are you even going bot here? With that logic, you should just go to your top side right now. Your top side's up. With this logic, if you go for this initial gank, he can still loop around and take your top side, right? So, I think there's no reason to not pull this dragon. And thank God you realized it. And again, but it's like even like these 10 seconds of not pulling it and then pulling it. I think about every time you show up to a lane, like, and you think to yourself, "Damn, if I was there 3 seconds faster, I would have killed that guy." Right? It's a very common jungle thing to feel. Well, these are like 10, 15 seconds we're wasting hesitating. The perfect example: if we started the dragon 10 seconds earlier, this is no fight. Maybe you win this fight, maybe you lose the fight. I don't know. It's you don't know either. It's a risk, right? But I guarantee you this wouldn't be a fight here if you killed the dragon 10 seconds ago. First of all, it takes you like 5 seconds to kill the dragon. So fuck the 10 seconds. You could if you really even realized 5 seconds faster, then there is no fight. Again, maybe this fight goes well. Maybe you win the game because of this fight. I don't know. All I know is an unnecessary risk, right? And here you end up dying. I don't know why you're picking your team. Your smite does 1,000. The Baron, it was under. You could smite it right now, right? So you're just smiting slow. Your smite's up. And then what else? I mean, MF pushing late wave, it makes sense. So she's pushing wave, and the second she sees Nyla coming, she starts coming too. So I don't know if you're mad that MF wasn't here earlier, but I think it makes. I don't know. She came here as fast as she could once she got the wave, and I think again you could have. There's no reason why you couldn't have smited it. And again, if you pulled this earlier, then Nyla wouldn't have even been here, so you should be mad at yourself. And you're saying she had nothing to do, but she is hitting a wave, getting plates. That's plenty. Still one well though, right? 2 for 2. Plus you got the actually ends up being 2 for 1, 2 for 1, but you got dragon and shutdown, so still worth. And the top got a solo kill. But yeah, I think speed matters a lot. You gotta make these decisions fast. Anytime you have 2 charges of smite, there's no point to hold them. Just use the smite charge. There's no reason to hold on 2. Yeah, I mean that's good. You did it here on blue buff. Land a Q, nice. Insta E for slow. And again, a lot of your stuff is contradictory. Can you kill this guy 1v1? If the answer is yes, then why run away? Keep fighting him, right? Like you're running away, ward hop, ward hop in, keep autoing, stack up conquer, get your next Q off, ult Q, right? If the answer is no, I can't kill 1v1, then why are you even going for this gank? Why are you even here, right? Just go do wolves. It's not like Set just got low. Set's been low. It's not like you, as you're going for the gank right now, he just got chunked. No, no, he's been chunked for 30, for the last 30 seconds. So if you think and if you're like, oh, I just want to defend the tower, well, then you're walking the wrong way. You should just be under tower with him on the left side. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying to fight him. I'm not saying not to fight him. I'm saying your decisions have to make sense, but you're constantly doing stuff that's like, again, just contradictory. Like if you think you can fight this guy, go top and fight him. Don't back up. If you think you can't fight him, then keep doing your camps. You have wolves up, raptors up, reds up, krugs up. You have other shit to do, right? Again, another example of you're just completely wasting your wards. If you see at least like Ahri on your screen, like she's here right now running at you, then sure, ward up away. She's not even on your. You don't see a single enemy on your screen. Ahri's not on your screen. Timo's not on your screen. He's a full tile away from you. So I think now you have no wards for next minute, and so I'll have to explain how important that is, because I already showed you an example earlier this game where if you didn't waste your ward, you wouldn't have to flash for an Ahri, right? So, oh, imagine we had Warhop for this team fight. I can only imagine how much easier it's going to be to play, right? Potentially. Miss E, but it's fine. Nice Q. Back to our camps. This is good. Trust our teammates to finish the job. Again, you have two charges of smite. You didn't use smite on any of these three camps, and you have two charges. Don't forget that. Let me see this one more time. Pull C2 top. You see Timo dead. You get the scuttle. You're like, okay, I'm gonna pull their camps. Do we see them on vision coming? Okay, that's Neeko. Okay, well we know Neeko's in the area because we just saw her kill Gromp, right? So you see her obviously on blue. So when you do this, you should be. I think you gotta do this safely. I think this is fine to do, but it's Q smite and then go directly to safety. Directly to safety would be, first of all, it would be this way, right? Towards Jax, towards your vision line. You got no vision here, so this is danger. You got no vision here, danger, and you got no vision here, danger. So this is all up, up left, left, down left is all danger. Basically everything on this side is danger. Everything this side, this is also, right? Everything below here is good, right? You have vision here, vision here. You know all of this is fine because you just walk through it. You have a Jax to your right. So when you pull like this, you only walk this way. And obviously, as you can see in a second here, you walk this way, right? So I think you never should die here or get your flash burn. You just kite it right. If you see Neeko, you could just ward hop away. If you see Nilah, you can ward hop away and you'll be fine. You'll walk towards Jax. Worst case scenario is 2v2. I see no reason why you guys would lose this 2v2 if they want to hard commit to it, right? And now you being dead for Dragon is really bad. If they instantly pull it, it's gonna be bad. Looks like they do. It looks like you make it in time. I don't think they pulled it fast as they could have, thankfully. Q over. Nice smite. Good job. You could just W out now. Did you W yourself? Why'd you W yourself? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a misclick or what, but you should just hold your W for escape. Huge kick, good job, and you W'd out. All right, nice. I mean, just Jax for Dragon, super worst. So that was good. Good job. Again, I don't think you would be in that situation where you have to go for a steal if you didn't die blue off randomly, but that's just how it is. I like that you got off the blue and you saw they were fighting, so you instantly came. I think you should be less scared of this, like, AD carry, though. I don't know if you realize that you're pretty strong in this game. At the very least, an easy way to identify she's level 11, you're level 12. So at this point, you don't even have to, like, obviously preferably you land Q, but you don't even have to go for Q. You can literally just run him and just ward hop and just start the fight with auto E, right? And then when you're auto Eing him, your E slows, your red smite will slow, and then this will make your Q somewhat guaranteed because not only are you on him, but he's slowed by two different ways. Technically three different ways. If you want to smite slow, E slow, and then red smite slow, you have three different types of slows. So he should, with three slows, I hope to God he gets hit by your Q. But yeah, I think you could just go auto for auto with him. I don't think you have to like go like, Chris Kyle trying to land skill shots on him. He's just need to carry. You're a melee bruiser. Like you're just good into him, right? If he was like super fed 2-3 items, sure, but hopefully you press tab soon. I'm pretty sure he isn't, but when you press tab, it will confirm it. I could go back. You probably pressed it leaving base, I assume. Yeah, like they're only an item and a half. They're not weak, but item and a half and you're item and a half. So you're both item and a half, but in this case you're up a level. You're level 12. And again, this is just what you're just Lee Sin spikes at two. Like carries need 4 or 5 items to be like super strong. You are an early game centric, mid game centric bruiser champion. This is where your strength lies. Thing. Definitely want to base you. I'm pretty sure you have Sunder to base, which is a really big power spike for you. So if I'm you, I really want to base ASAP. I don't know what's happening up here. I think you're just wasting time. Just want to base. You feel like you're just. This happens like a lot this game too, not just now. I feel like a lot of times you're just basically walking back and forth. If I drew a lot, what you did, if I drew you on the map last, let's see, from 9:20 to 22 20 to 21:50. So for literally the last minute and a half, this is you. You know, like like we could be doing blue buff, we could be basing for Sunder. Like there's, what I mean, like it's just backing back and forth, hoping to God there's a fight and hoping that we play the fight well. You know what I mean? Like it's so random. There's no objective to play for. You'd be like, oh, there's a Baron, but like I don't think either team is realistically pulling this Baron unless we ace them or they ace us, which is again just for a super random fight. Set just happens to TP in and do fucking 3,000 damage. Ahri holds forward and gets chunked to 1 HP. We go for a flank. Let's watch the mechanics on this. Not really, yeah, just nice. I think all game 2, you're definitely not using your XQ enough. Like, every single Lee Sin player on the planet here, just EQs here or RQs. Obviously, the lower you get, your E gets them to here. Oh, sorry, wrong one. EQ, RQ. Your E gets them to here, and then your Q does more damage. Or your ult gets them to like here, and then your Q 100% finishes them off, right? I know you still kill them. Like, oh, I still kill them with still. What's the point? But like, it's just more efficient. Like again, your Qs and XQ, the lower they are, the more the Q damage does. So you're always R queuing, E queuing, auto queuing. Like you tend to QQ a lot, which is just sometimes Lee Sin's do, but it shouldn't happen as much as you do it, right? I was thinking you could play this way more aggressively. Like this guy's 1 HP. This guy dies to smite. So here you could literally W forward smite, hold your Q. And be like, oh, why? Because like for example, if you could do a scenario here where like you could even Q this guy, right? W forward, auto, or just smite, getting kills, right? And then you can Q back to this guy, and then this guy will die to just Q ult, right? Um, that's one option. Here, once you do this, now here you can just W forward, and again look to kill this guy with E, or kill this, smite him for slow, walk up for an auto, walk up with, E damage 100% kills, and look, this guy's so far that if you're like right here, Warthog, you'd be here right now. The Silence not even anywhere near you, right? You could just chase this guy down. Once you kill this guy, then you could turn back and then kill this guy, right? You never don't need ult for this guy. All you need is E or an auto, and then all you need for this guy is Q R Q, right? So as long as you don't Q or ult this guy, you just E or auto him. This guy dies a Q or Q, right? So I think this should be a triple kill. Also, it shouldn't look this jumpy. Like this felt like you're walking away from him like you're scared. You shouldn't be scared, you know. Same way you shouldn't have been scared of him in River. So a bit more confidence, and a bit faster on the mechanics. Playing for execute more as well. Let's watch this another team fight. Also, sorry, I think a lot of times here I would just not. I would just how do you say? I just don't buy all these. Like I'll buy double longsword pink ward or no magic longsword pink ward. Like it's really important in this game that you have a pink ward. Like your entire champion revolves on your kick at mid late game. So not having a slot for pink ward, only having one ward right now it's just gonna make team fights harder and harder for you. Let's watch this mid team fight. Again, a lot of times you're starting with Q, and it's really rare. Like Lee Sin almost never starts with Q unless you're 100% the Q sure the Q's gonna land. Either they're CC'd or slowed, or your teammates, CC them, or you're just really really confident. Otherwise, just start with auto, start with your W, start with your E. Save your Q for later. It's right. Q. Okay. Okay. Team fights 2 for 2. Teemo stop. Full dragon. Good. Good. Looks good. Good job. Smite needs anytime you're smiting and the enemy jungle wasn't here, or he's like, this guy's not in range. Like smite range is obviously like this, and this guy's here. Since like normally when there's a smite range, you want to do perfect smite, which is technically 1399. Smite does 1400. Or I guess 14-0 on the dot, or I guess if but anytime there's smites, the jungle's not in the range, you could do like 1300, 1200. You don't have to do it perfectly, so you don't risk this, because you're like you smite at 1456, and it got to 56 HP. MF auto killed, but here the charm would have killed as well. So don't try to go for perfect smite if you're not under immediate threat of being stolen, usually. But yeah, I think a lot of the problems that you're starting with Q always, like here I would never start with Q. I guess I'm like 100% sure it's gonna land because I'm the fucking man. I would never start with Q. I would just ward up over here. Let's say by then he's here, and in this range I can just not ward, sorry, blast man over, and then this he's probably still like here, but let's say he's here. I'll benefit that he's even farther. Then this range you just ward up here, and then just kick him here, and now boom, he's dead for sure. Then when he's midair, then you'll Q, because when they're airborne they can't flash, they can't dodge, and then the Q is gonna be guaranteed. You just auto them here, and then while they're midair you throw Q, and the Q is gonna hit. Boom. You know? You want to start like 80% of your fights with ward hopping or Eing or something, not with queuing. Again, unless you're like really, really confident it's gonna land. Which sometimes there's angles or where we are. I'm a big Lee Sin. I used to be, or I am a big Lee Sin player, so like I know how it feels. So sometimes you throw a Q and you just like know, like, nah, this is gonna land for sure. Okay, nice, decent kick. I think again, you're like as a reflex. I said I brought it up earlier, but you're as a reflex, you're instantly QQing, instantly. Like you're not hesitating at all, which sometimes is a good thing. A lot of times you want to hold. Like here, I would Q, not to take it. Wait a second. See where's he gonna ult, where's he gonna bring me to. You don't have to, you have like a solid 3 to 5 seconds. I forget the exact time where you have to reactivate. You have plenty of time. So wait for this guy to ult. Maybe wait for him to ult again, and then you can take it. And maybe if he brings you here by then, let's say he walks around, now you can get an angle to like Warthog flash kick this guy, this Nilah. Like you just get, be a bit more patient. You're kind of just permanent sending it always. Again, same. I mean, same. I don't want to keep repeating the same thing. It's ending up boring. But same thing here. Don't have to queue this guy. You can just ward hop. Again, you have slows. One of the big reasons why Lee Sin players take Red Smite is you have 2 wards. You can just ward hop, walk a little bit, ward hop, E slow, then Smite slow, auto attack, and then the skews, and then he might not even have. You don't even have to Q. You probably come with autos, or again, you could throw a Q when he's slowed, and it's more guaranteed. Like just like this is a good example, right? I would never place my pink here in a million years. Just okay, teammate gets caught, happens. Now you look for Baron. Nice steal. Good job, twice this game. I'll go in earlier. Like funny enough, I know I'm complaining that you don't hold your shit long enough. This game, funny enough, in this case, I would insta take this Q instantly because I know the Baron's low. Insta take it just so I could instantly kick him out of the pit, so it's not 50-50. If you could take it and instantly kick him out, anywhere, then they have no smite in the pit. Then you're just smiting by yourself, right? But here, again, you still got it, but like I wouldn't even want to risk the 50-50. I'd want to kick him out instantly and get a guaranteed Baron, right? But really good steal and then good Q. This is a good example of how you want to ward hop. Like here, your Q's down, but even if your Q is up, this ward hop's good. That's a concept. Here, auto, Q, alt. Again, I hate saying the same thing. It's probably getting annoying for you too, but you have to stop doing this. Q. You need your Q's execute damage. It does more the lower they are. So here, you need to Q, then it would be auto, then you'd be ulting. First, you'd be double ult here, and then you'll take the Q to him, and then you'll get a double E as well, because Nilah and Soraka will be here, right? And these guys will both die guaranteed. Now I'm not sure how it's gonna be. Yeah, instead the Jax dies, and then you don't die at least. But I think those guys. I think you could have double killed them, and you and Jax would live. Personally, that's what I believe. Here I'd buy double pink here, so you leave base with 74 gold, pink 75. This I just the more pink cores the better. Like you need it. More ups the better. I know you already have two, but as you saw the last fight, sometimes you have to place your pink in like banana bush or like to get control, and then you don't have as many ward ups. Nice. I know it looks like you saved him, but you finished the job afterwards, so it's fine. Sorry. Okay. Cute. Oh, Q ran out. Oh, nice try. Let's watch this fight one more time. This is a bit unfortunate. Your kick with MF ulti, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna blame you. It would be hindsight. You finished the job, so it's fine. I think more importantly, you should you did this again too at the when you sold the dragon. When you queued the dragon, you insta W yourself. You're Wing yourself is a habit too much too. Like here, if you let's say you didn't W yourself and you kept your W and he ults here, boom, I would just follow him. Now again, when you Ari ults, she can't insta recast it. There's like a second timer. So since she's mid ult right now, now I would just immediately ward hop on her face, get E slow, right? Auto slow, and then also when you're in her face here, you just instantly EQ, right? You don't, and then your Q's gonna land because you're on her face and she's slowed, and then when she ults again like this, then you reactivate Q and follow her, and then Ari would die here, right? Um, but again, you couldn't because your W was down, and then here, if there's no, I know Nico still did this, but if there's no Ari, I want to imagine you instead can 2v on the Nico, but here, like the Ari charmed the Nico, which helped Nico survive longer, right? And then so I think all this it could have been avoided potentially. And even then, if that didn't happen, at least they'd have one less elder. So, and I usually don't like to focus too much on mechanics. I like to talk about macro, pathing, decision making. We talked a little bit about that in the early game, but I think a lot of this game, I mean, you play champ like Lee Sin, a lot of the points are going to be mechanics based, right? The champ is considered one of the hardest, at least like junglers in the game. That's why usually it's not recommend to play this champ until you're like diamond at least. But obviously, League is one of the things you sometimes play the champs you like. Just have to get better at them. But now that they have Elder and they got Uranus, it's just really hard to win. You're just stuck in your base. At this point, it's not really in your control. You have to hope they mess up, and they sadly don't, right? So no, I think it's game playable. I think, and to recap, I think a lot of it was mechanics, but besides the mechanics, I think a lot of it is decision making. You have to be faster on your decisions. Do I start Dragon now? Do I not start Dragon now? Do I go top? Can I even kill the guy if I go top? If I can't, then what's the point? A lot of your options like contradict yourself, right? If you're gonna do something, just instantly do it. But a lot of times you kind of like it's obvious you're like thinking if you should do it or not, and then it makes it so it sounds like it makes it sound like, oh, how is he making it sound like a bad thing? What, since one is thinking bad, it's not. But sometimes you might have a good play, but if it takes you 15 seconds to think of it, the play is actually no longer good. And at that point, it's better to just switch plays to something else, or just to go back to farming, because farming is basically never bad. I do think this game you were down a couple camps to Stinko because you kept trying to be proactive, which isn't a bad thing. But again, if you can't think of a plan off rip, or you're not going to commit to your plan, just full clear. Full clearing will you'll basically never be wrong full clearing. But if you have any questions, message me on Discord. My thing is Chad Jungle here on the right hand side, top right. If you have any questions about the VOD or anything in general, just message me. All right, sounds good. Hope you enjoyed.